Good morning. Welcome to another year bolder. My name is Jamie. I'm on a 100+ pound weight loss journey, and today I'm going to show you what I am eating. I'm going to start with breakfast. I don't know what time it is. It's a little after 9 a.m. It's actually like 9:22, almost 9:30. So I'm going to show you what I'm making for breakfast and how I make it. I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. Show you some of the ingredients that I'm using, things like that. I am following the Diet Free Life program with Robert Ferguson. I'm on their iCore program, which is for people who are premenopausal, menopausal, perimenopausal, or over 40 and struggling to lose weight. They do have multiple other plans if that's not a category that you fit in. So they do have other plans that you can join if you're interested. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get any kickbacks or paid promotions or anything like that from them. It's just the program that I follow, and I wanted to let you know who they were. So let's go ahead and show you what I'm making for breakfast. I know I look like a mess. I will take a shower later and hopefully look better. All right, but here we go. Let's get started. Sorry if you can hear the background noise. I am washing dishes and doing laundry as well. Hopefully it's not too loud. These are the seasonings I'm going to be using. I have Cajun seasoning, which is Tony Chachere's. I have garlic salt, sea salt, parsley, and black pepper. That's the only 5 seasons I'm going to be using. We'll be adding a little bit of milk to the eggs as well, and I'll show you which milk I use. All right, so I've got 4 eggs, 2 for me, 2 for my husband. He's also going to eat half of a breakfast burrito that I got from Chick-fil-A yesterday. I didn't finish it. He wants it, so he's going to have that. But I'm going to have 2 eggs, some garlic toast, and probably some apricots. But I'm going to go ahead and season these. It's just going to have a little bit of black pepper in it. And then I'm going to add some sea salt. I'm not left-handed, so bear with me while I do this, because I am trying to do it left-handed. And then the Cajun seasoning, just a little bit to give it some taste, not too much. You can add however much you want. I personally just don't like to add that much. And then I'm gonna add some parsley in here if I can. There we go, I got parsley. Do a little bit more than that, but it doesn't want to come out. There we go. That's a little too much, but that's all right. I'll still eat it. All right, so I'm also gonna add some milk. Get that. I don't measure it, I just eyeball it. I do it to what I know we like, and then I go from there. And my light is flashing. I don't know if you can see that. Right, so now I'm gonna blend it. And I do use pasteurized eggs. Those are just the healthier ones for you, so they're gonna look a little bit more orangey yellow than what most do. Regular eggs is fine too. These are just healthier version or healthier option. So I prefer these whenever I can get them. Unfortunately, my grocery store is out of them a lot, but I'll show you the brand that I use. Let me get all of this mixed up, and then I'm gonna show the garlic toast, and I'll put everything on the stove and in the oven and get that ready to go. All right, I am only making the 2 garlic toasts because, like I said, my husband is going to have that breakfast burrito that I had from Chick-fil-A. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic salt, just a little bit. I don't like a lot. You put however much you want if you want to do it this way. And then I'm gonna add some parsley. And all I'm gonna do is put this in the oven to broil it. And I'm just gonna broil it till it starts getting golden brown. That's the way I like it, but you can do however you like. Add my garlic toast. I'm gonna stick this in the oven. It's gonna go on the top shelf. Okay, I've got my butter that started to melt. I'm gonna go ahead and get it mixed around in the pan a little bit, because I'm gonna throw the eggs inside, and then I'm just gonna have scrambled eggs this morning. And what I like to do is kind of stir it one more time, and then stir it as I'm pouring it in. That way it helps break up the egg and the seasonings. Get it all in there. And there we go. I did burn the toast just a little bit, but I cleaned up the edges where it was burnt, and I'm still gonna eat it. It's still good. All right, I think these are done. I'm gonna go ahead and get these off the stove. I'm gonna plate it, then I'm gonna show you how I'm eating it to make it a fat burning meal. Okay, and this is how I'm plating it as a fat burning meal. I have my drink, which is True Lemonade with raspberry lemonade. Then I have 2 pieces of garlic toast. You can see I burnt them just slightly, not too bad. They're edible, and I'm gonna eat them. So the garlic toast is my fast carb, slow carb are my apricots, and then the protein are my scrambled eggs. And they do have like a little bit of milk in them, like I showed you before. The apricots were a little smaller, so I gave myself a little bit more than usual, but all I do is portion this out. That's what I'm gonna eat, and it's gonna be a great portion control meal. I hope you like the way I made that meal. I tried cooking with the camera and everything. It was a little bit awkward. Maybe as I do it more often, I'll get used to it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy that meal. It is still very hot because it's all just come out of the oven and off the stove. Can't wait to dig into it. And then I'll show you what I'm eating for dinner. I know that I'm going to be making some, what is it, bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs later, and I'm gonna be making those in the crock pot. So I'm gonna also try to show you how I do that, how I make that, how I season it, things like that. So, see you soon. I did want to show you all of the things that I was using for this. I showed you the seasonings already. I just use Kirkland's organic whole milk. This is one of our favorite milks. We go to Costco a lot. So we just get the 1 container of milk, which consists of 3 different cartons inside. And then I use these pasture-raised eggs. I don't know if you can see them with the light. See if I can get closer. So I use these pasture-raised eggs. These are our favorite. I'm down to 2 eggs, so I need to get some more. And then I use butter bread. This is the only bread I found that doesn't have the seed oils in it. So I'm going to use Nature's Own butter bread. There is another brand, Archer Farms maybe? I can't think of the name of it. If I can think of the name of it, I'll try to put it on this slide. And then I use grass-fed butter. I just started using this particular brand, Kerrygold, and I use it with the olive oil instead of regular oils because I don't like seed oils. Again, I try to avoid those whenever I can. Not great at it. I still eat some food with seed oils, but I use the Kerrygold, and I also use the Kerrygold butter sticks. Occasionally I'll get the Kirkland grass-fed butter, but that one is a real big chunk block, and I don't like using it as much. I like the small little rectangular ones, the butter sticks instead. That's what I'm using for this one, and then I'll show you the next meal soon. I'm trying to show you what I'm going to eat for my snack, and my husband is playing around because he just got a banana. He had his breakfast, now he's eating a banana. Anyway, I'm going to have a Chobani Flip yogurt. It's salted caramel crunch. It's 150 calories. So my snacks do have to be between 100 and 200 calories. I'm really hungry, so I hope this will satisfy me. I don't have time to cook right now because, as you can see, I just got out the shower. I need to not wash my hair. I need to blow dry my hair and style it, and then I can go on to cooking. So I'm going to have this and enjoy it, and then I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make the bone-in skin-on chicken thighs. I've already greased this pan, and I've greased my crock pot. This is probably going to have to be for dinner because it's not going to be ready in time. And then these are the seasonings I'm going to be using. I have onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, sea salt, black pepper, and then parsley. So I'm going to go ahead and get that all mixed together, sprinkle it on the chicken, and then I'm going to broil it. All right, first I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Then I'm going to mix in 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. I'm just going to put a little bit of a dash of cayenne pepper. I'm not going to put a lot because I can't handle a lot of spicy things, even though I'm Cajun. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a dash. That's it. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of parsley, a little bit of sea salt. And the recipe is not going to call for this, but I'm adding it in because I personally like it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Here's the sea salt. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to move it. And then I'm going to add the black pepper. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix. And then I'm going to coat our chicken with it. Okay, I've got the chicken seasoned. I seasoned them on the top, on the bottom. I pulled up the skin. I seasoned underneath the skin, so they're really good and ready to go. I do have the broiler on high, so I'm going to go ahead and broil them. That way they get a really good sear on the top and on the bottom. Sorry, my camera's so shaky. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oven now so they can broil a little bit. You can sear them on top of the stove if you want. I just don't feel like doing that because there's 4 thighs and I don't feel like sitting there for it. But you can do that. Okay, I am going to put the chicken thighs in there. They're
broiled on both sides. So it's going to be skin side up. Then this is going to cook on slow for 4 hours. Usually I have 4 to 6 chicken thighs, but I only have 4 today, so that's fine. I did season the pan a little bit with some Morse pepper and parsley. Just want to make sure I got a good amount of seasoning in there. Drop it in there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna cover this and I'm going to cook it on slow for 4 hours. I'm sorry, I said slow. I'm gonna cook it on low for 4 hours. There we go, I've got it set on low, 4 hours. I'm gonna hit start. I will flip them over probably every hour or so just to make sure they cook evenly. All right, this is what I'm gonna have for lunch. I was gonna make a pork chop, but I'm super hungry, so I decided to just go ahead and make this. My protein is going to be the sausage. My slow carbs are gonna be the tomatoes and cucumbers along with the strawberries and blueberries. And then I decided to do a half a banana for my half of fast carb. Have some Italian dressing in there that's gonna go along with my tomatoes and my cucumbers. And I did season those with salt, pepper, and some parsley. The chicken is coming along nicely. It has a little bit more than an hour left. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna feed and walk my dogs, and then I'm gonna make green beans to go on the side. I haven't decided what else, but they're looking really good. I flipped them over a couple of times. Not too much longer, and they're ready. Okay, I'm getting ready to make some green beans. I'm gonna throw some seasonings in here. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm melting 2 tablespoons of butter. Add some parsley that I'm just gonna sprinkle on the bottom of the pan. It'll get mixed in with the green beans whenever I throw them in there. So next I'm gonna add some sea salt. And I don't put a ton of salt because my husband watches his sodium. So if he feels like he can have more, he'll add more. If I feel like I want more, I'll add more. Then I'm adding some black pepper. I'm just throwing all this to the bottom of the pan because it makes it easier once I throw the green beans in there. And then I'm using Tony Chachere's just a little bit. And I got it everywhere. But a little bit goes really far. I'm just going to wait on that butter to melt, and then I'm going to throw the green beans in there. All right, the butter is melted, so I'm just going to kind of swirl it around the pan. Try to get some of those seasonings mixed in with it. And then what I did is I took 2 cans of French fresh cut green beans right here. And I drained them. So I drained all the water out, and I'm going to dump this first one in there. Then I'm going to dump the second one in there. Gosh, I can't get it in camera. I'm going to dump the second one in there. And all I'm going to do is stir these up really good so they get seasoned really well and get some of that butter on there. I'm going to turn the dial up to medium. All right, so it's on medium, medium-high right now. And I'm just going to fry the green beans. I know this is probably not the way most people make them, but that's okay. That's how I make them. And they taste really good. My sister taught me this. And I always love green beans, but I prefer this method the best. Sorry if you hear my dog whining. She's acting like she wants to go outside, even though she just went. All right. So I'm going to let these come to kind of like a sauteed stage, and then they'll be ready to plate. So they're pretty well cooked. What I'm going to do is lower the burner setting down to low. I'm just going to kind of let them simmer until the chicken is ready. One second, still have about 30 minutes, but I don't think it's going to take it that long. Okay, the green beans are done. If you've never made them this way, I highly recommend it. It's really good. Make sure you add a little bit of Tony Chachere's along with salt and pepper. You can add parsley or skip it. You can even add garlic powder if you like. That tastes really good too. This is our favorite way to eat it, and pretty much one of the main ways we eat our green beans. But these are ready and the chicken's ready, so I'm going to plate everything and then I'll show you what we got. I've got them flipped upside down, but they're ready because I did turn them over a couple of times. We're going to go ahead and pull them out, get them plated, show you what we have. All right, so this is going to be dinner. It's going to be bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh along with some ketchup. I have some apricots, and then I have green beans. Green beans are one of those limitless slow carbs that you can have. However, you know, I don't go overboard with them. But I did give myself a little bit more green beans than a regular portion, so I'm just eating portion sizes here. And I'm also gonna enjoy this with some water along with some true lemon mixed inside. I hope you enjoyed today's What's Cooking video. I did it a little bit differently. I wanted to show you what I was cooking, how I was seasoning things, and then show you throughout the day what I ate per usual. If you do like my channel, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that notification bell. That way you can be notified anytime I post a new video, which should be up every Thursday and Saturday. I do enjoy getting recipes and fat-burning meals from other people, so please, if you have anything you'd like to share, definitely do that. I don't really think I have a recipe for you, but I'll put some recipes in the comments below about what I made today, kind of give you an idea of what I had. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.